The GPanel tool, like the slice tool, is used to create panel decals, which are all quad decal strips. But unlike the slice tool, GPanel creates them from grease pencil strokes. So to use the tool, you need to lay down one or multiple grease pencil strokes. And to do that, you have to first create a grease pencil object, which holds the strokes. In draw mode, you can then put down a stroke. When you're done, go back into object mode, and with the grease pencil object still selected, you can then bring up the DECALmachine pie menu, to choose GPanel. The panel decal will be created in such a way, that its faces are aligned towards the closest object. Understand, that grease pencil objects have layers, and DECALmachine will look for the active and visible layer as the point source. This means, you can reuse your grease pencil object, and add layers to it, to convert each into a panel decal. What you want to do in most cases, is probably draw on the surface of an object, and not just randomly in 3D space. So set up the grease pencil stroke placement accordingly. Also, if you are going to freehand this, hold down the Shift key as you draw, to smooth out your strokes. If you now look at the panel decal mesh, it's still too dense for what would make sense here. So, I'm going back to edit the points of the grease pencil stroke. With fewer points in the stroke, the resulting panel decal mesh will be much more reasonable as well. For hard surface design work, you will likely want to use straight lines at least some of the time. And grease pencil allows us to do that, via the line shape. Place your strokes like this, and whenever you want to change the direction, leave a small gap. GPanel will blend those gaps for you, if you toggle on the Connect Strokes option. And by the way, for the most precise placement and proper alignment to existing design features, it's a good idea to use an orthographic view when drawing, not perspective like I have here. Usually, you would know in advance, if you want to connect your strokes. And so you can hold down the Shift key, as you press the GPanel button in the pie menu to do so. Alternatively, you can hold down the Control key, which blends the gaps as before, but also creates a cyclic panel decal. And while GPanel itself is very easy and straightforward to use, setting up the grease pencil object, and keeping track of the layers is not. That's why I've added a pseudo mode specifically for drawing on surfaces with grease pencil, to the modes pie in Machine Tools. To use it, and with Machine Tools installed, select the object you want to draw on, bring up the modes pie using Tab, and choose the pencil at the very left. And if you hold down the Shift key while doing this, the line shape will be chosen automatically. Also, be aware of the grease pencil sculpt mode. Again, in combination with the Shift key, sculpting can be very useful to correct the gaps, before GPanel blends them. Whenever you enter surface drawing from the modes pie, a grease pencil object is either created, or the current object's existing grease pencil object is fetched, and a new surface layer is added. The grease pencil object created like this, will also be automatically parented to the object you are drawing on. This way, your strokes follow your object, and can be unhidden, and reused or changed, at a later point in time.